Bore da blant. Good morning, mums and dads. It's lovely to be back with you. Now, I was having a think about what I could talk about in my assembly. Clue there. You've all got a remote control at home. And I wonder why I've chosen a remote control. Do you know what? That's because Mrs. Giles has learned something about herself this weekend. I like to be in control of things, in control of the telly and in control of my life. And at the moment, that's quite hard to do. Do you know what I've discovered? Although it's lovely to spend time with your families, it's not always easy. And sometimes things about your families and being in the same house with them all the time can make you a little bit angry and a little bit cross. On Saturday, Mrs. Giles got a bit cross with Mr. Giles, Chris. He was annoying me, just being silly, and I shouted at him, which is something I try really hard not to do, because it's not kind to shout at people, it's not nice. So I thought, what a good idea for an assembly. I thought maybe we should talk about being in control and managing our anger a little bit more. So I'm just going to pull up my PowerPoint to show you. And I hope that some of these things will help you when you're living at home with all your families. Okay, just opening. There we are. Oh, my computer's on the go slow. Now, the assembly is called Reacting Well. So, what things in your homes are controlled by remote control? Can give you a minute to think about that. It's obviously the television. Is there anything else? Maybe you've got a remote control car or a toy. Maybe you've got an Alexa or a Google Pod Pebble to play music. There's a volume control on stereos. Maybe some other things in your house are controlled by a remote control. Do you like to be in charge of the TV remote when you're at home? Do you like to decide what programs are watched? I do, and that sometimes causes some silly arguments in my house, especially because my 3 children and my husband are home all day, and that's not always easy. So today I'm going to talk about feeling angry. I bet you felt angry or cross at some point. Can you remember that? I know I have. Are there times, I wonder, when it would feel right, when it would be right, sorry, to feel angry? Well, do you know what? I think there are. Sometimes Mrs. Giles feels cross if I see someone being picked on or treated unfairly. Anger is a natural emotion. However, we do need to be able to control it. If you were being driven in a car by your mum or dad or a family member and you came to a red traffic light, you would stop. I know you would. When people are driving, they need to pay attention and look carefully for signs that tell them they need to stop. And sometimes when people make us feel angry, we need to think about that and try ourselves to stop. Do you know what? This reminded me of something. It was VE Day on Friday. I was blowing balloons up in my house, and it made me think about the anger. So I'm going to stop my little video for a moment, and I've got a balloon. Now, I want you to think about this. There's my balloon, and that's how it starts at the start of a good day. Got out of bed, everything's okay. Then, do you know what happens? Mum shouts at you. Can you see that anger building in that balloon? What happens next? Oh, you make a mistake with your home learning. Oh, that anger's building and building. Then you have an argument with your brother or sister over a game. Then your favourite tea, just what you asked for the day before. The food's run out in the house and you can't have it. And you're getting so angry inside that you're getting full up, just like my balloon. And all you need is one little thing, one little tiny thing to make you go pop, just like my balloon. Gosh, that was a loud noise. But you know what, St. Andrews? We can help ourselves and we can let the anger down. Look at this. There's my good day again. If I'd started when Mum shouted by thinking about that and letting out some of the anger and calming myself down, maybe I counted to 10, maybe I walked away. Whew. And then when I made a mistake with my home learning, I released that as well. And when I had an argument with my sister over a game, slowly I let the air out. And I never ever get to the point where my angry red balloon wants to pop. Now, do you know what? You can do that as well. What I'm going to do is just pop my PowerPoint back up, and we're just going to talk about how that would look. So, like I said, you need to think when that balloon is getting really full of all the angry, hot air inside you, how can we stop before that pin makes the balloon go pop? Well, we could breathe deeply. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe it out. We could count to 10 in our heads before we speak. We could go and talk to a friend. We could walk away from the situation. There's lots and lots of things we could do to stop us exploding. I want you to remember that, St. Andrews. If someone annoys you this week, because it is really tricky being in a house with somebody all the time, try your best to not get angry, but think of one of those things. So on VE Day, we celebrated the heroes from the war. But what makes a hero? Do you know what? Just staying at home and being a super home learner and not getting angry with the people you live with makes you a hero. Each and every one of you, I think you're all heroes. With a little poem for you. You might think a hero wears a cape tied around their shoulders with a bit of tape. Superpowers like flying high, who never feel the need to cry. But those children who stay at home, unable to wander and roam, occupying themselves in a new routine behind their doors where they can't be seen, are every bit heroes to our nation. Their resilience, optimism, and determination to help the coronavirus disappear. Soon there will be hope, not fear. So, heroes, stay strong and proud. The sun is behind every cloud. It won't be long before your work is done, and you'll be back at school having lots of fun. Keep staying a hero, each and every one of you. I know you can do it, and we'll soon be back together. Double chi. Now, Mrs. Charles will see you on Thursday for a birthday assembly, and I'll see you on Friday for your celebration certificates. Bye, everyone.